Good is debatable,
29.
man.
I
Even
don't
for
recall.
this game.
Is there
What's
something
going on,
you're not?
everybody? Off the top is in the building, and we are coming to y'all straight from our Tuesday night WGC podcast. Now, fellas, 2K24, what are we thinking? Kero, you just said something interesting. I don't remember exactly what you said, but I said AEW Fight Forever, pretty much alluding to being a good wrestling game that was on the market, and you said this is a good one, but it's not perfect.
I mean,
What
it's
do you
far
think
from
about
perfect.
WWE 2K24 as we have it right now?
It's like the evolved version of AEW Fight Forever, like a Pokemon. Basically, we still kind of pay a similar amount of money, but not too much content, to be honest with you. I mean, we're talking $70, $90. What? Like, the WrestleMania edition is the price of 2 games in a row. And I get that they have 8 months and all that and billions of excuses, but here's the thing. We're not the ones making the game. We're the ones paying for it. We're supposed to get a good product. And when I look at what they've done with Showcase especially, I cannot in good conscience say, because that's the mode I've been going through so far. I haven't touched my Rise at all right now. And like it's lazy. It is super lazy with the slingshot. Like, okay, slingshot is an extremely lazy idea and a great excuse to do no work on the mode, but everything is blurred. You got special referees in the match and stuff like that. Like, you won't even notice. Like, I was playing this one match where Shamrock was the referee. I didn't even notice until like the very end of the match because they don't care. They just put him in there. All right, like the cutscenes, man. They start out of nowhere. They last for 5 minutes, and 3 of those 5 minutes are actually 4 minutes and 30 seconds of those 5 minutes, just 2 people laying down, which is cool when I'm watching it from Peacock or WWE Network or whatever. But I'm supposed to be playing the game. At least make the small effort of making these cutscenes in game, right? Instead of just getting real life. I can go on and on about this, but it just feels low effort. And we got 20 matches instead of 40. And then the other modes, man, like we were talking about it before the game released, the universe mode, like it's gotten nothing. At least they've updated, some of the modes, like what do you call it, my GM and stuff like that. But my honest opinion is, to be satisfied with this game, I would have liked to seen as much improvement as we've seen in my GM in every other game mode. That would have been like, okay, like I would have no room to stand on. Like, even then, the game would probably not be perfect. But like I would definitely like give 2K their flowers because that's like putting in real work. But yeah, for the prices asking, I don't know, man. Like we can't call this a great wrestling game. Good for sure, step in the right direction for sure. But there's problems. There are problems.
You know what? I love everything you just said because everybody right now is obviously in the honeymoon phase and everybody's saying this is a perfect game. This is the best 2K game ever. But I'm going to be completely honest and keep it funky with y'all too. This is WWE 2K23.5. The game feels pretty much the same. They cleaned it up a little bit, but just for what I want, I feel like the animations and everything, they are slow. I feel like when I'm in there playing that showcase mode, I'm like, all right, bro, get up. Let's do the match. Let's go. And just like Kero said, they put that slingshot thing in there and it just takes you out of the action when it wasn't a lot of action going on even before that. Now I'm only on like the 3rd match, but just getting in there, it's not making me like, you know what? I gotta go back and do some more because it's kind of, it just, and they're making me use Hulk Hogan. So, I mean, that's another downside. So I feel exactly what you're saying, but you know what? I want to go ahead and pull things up here a bit because I know Bryan kind of feels the opposite way. So, Bryan, let us know what you feel about the games, and I want to know what you feel about Kero's take on it.
No, I think I 1000% agree with you guys on Showcase. I've been saying that for a couple years now since they brought that stupid mechanic into the game.
Yeah.
Aside from that, though, like gameplay wise and just, I didn't dislike 2K23, so to me this is a good game. To me, like, I know that everything isn't perfect and we're never going to get a perfect game, guys, like ever. So the thing with this game is
the Pain was perfect. Just saying.
What's perfect?
Here Comes the Pain was perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
First time, yes, absolutely. Yeah,
but yeah, but my point is, I enjoy the game. So far how I played it, and I've said multiple times I am in a honeymoon stage, so maybe after a week, once this all wears off, maybe I'll have some more thoughts. But right now, aside from Showcase, I'm not really tripping. Universe mode, I've stated my thoughts. My GM is pretty good. I still got to get into the My Rise, but I am having fun going through the showcase and unlocking all the arenas. Because if you guys haven't seen that WrestleMania 31 daytime arena, looks freaking insane. But aside from stuff like that, yeah, I personally like the game. I would give it an 8 out of 10 thus far.
All right, Kero, put your score on it. Early score. Of course, none of us have played enough to give a solid.
Yeah.
Because we just got it on Monday. But Kero, early score.
First impressions, early score. I would say it does the job, so it's a minimum, like starting off with 5, and I would work my way up from there. Because 5 is like, like I said, a good game. And I do think this year is a step in the right direction. Like I said, there isn't too much content added here, especially for the price. But pretty much everything that they've added over 2K23, I actually like. And so I will give it around 6.5 maybe. If I have to force myself to pick either 6 or 7, man, it's hard to say. I'm gonna say just because all the match types and everything like that too, in comparison to 2K22 to 23, I feel like I'll give it a 7. It's gonna be a generous 7, by the way.
Yeah. I'm right there with you. I said 8 yesterday, but after playing a little bit this morning, I agree. Just going through all of the single player stuff by myself, I would say I'm leaning towards a 7 right now, and that's based on how everything feels in ring and the new match types that we have around it. But Clint, you've been in there, going to create a wrestler and everything, playing everything you like. What do you think about the game so far?
Well, so far I'm having a blast with the Create a Wrestler. I just live streamed it for like 4 hours because there's so much stuff in there. As far as playing the game is concerned, it does the controls feel a little tighter, and I played it on both the PlayStation 5 and the Series X. What's weird is that it feels like there's a little delay. The Xbox and on the PlayStation, it's like instant. It's instant.
Right.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's always like that, Clint. Always.
It's just like this little. It throws me off a little bit, but visually it looks stunning on the Xbox. And it's noticeable enough compared to the PlayStation. Anyway, so based off the creation parts alone, I love all the new stuff. It looks great. There's so many parts in there. You can pretty much create anything. And they added a bunch of new parts this year that's the one thing that the new developer has done since they took over from Ukes is they've added a bunch of parts, whereas Ukes, sometimes they wouldn't add anything. So it'd be the same thing every single year, and you'd be like, okay, I guess I'll just make the same guy this year. There's nothing new. You feel stifled in your creativity when you spend so much time in there because there's nothing new to make, right? I was like, oh, I'll change the color scheme or whatever. But and I've played about 4 matches, 2 with you guys, a couple offline. The online felt a lot better. It feels like the countering window is much bigger than it used to be online. Like, I don't know if they give you an extra time frame to counter, because when I played those games in the old days, you could never counter, because if you had any lag whatsoever, it was off. The timing was off because it had to be perfect. So I feel like in this one, they really fixed the online gameplay as far as countering, because I was able to counter some of your guys' moves, and I was like, oh, holy crap, I can actually counter.
Yeah, I don't know.
I have issues with that.
I gotta say, because as we got later into the night, I realized.
Did it get worse? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll let you finish with your thoughts.
Okay, but yeah, from the 2 matches I played, it felt like it was a lot better, but maybe not, because I didn't play it enough online. But I haven't played online since 2008, so it was a vast improvement for me. So,
cool.
But the offline matches feels great. Countering feels great. The moves feel like they have impact. I love the new camera angle. The new camera angle changes everything. It makes it feel like the entrances are kind of like the background in a fighting game, like a Street Fighter or a Mortal Kombat, where they have the awesome backgrounds you're fighting in. That's what the arenas feel like to me. But overall, just based off of Create a Wrestler, because it blows AEW out of the freaking water in every way possible.
You don't got to do much to do that. But Create a Wrestler.
4 hours to go through everything versus 5 minutes in the AEW thing. Anyway, I'd probably give it so far, just based off the creation suite, I give it about an 8.5. I haven't played any of the other modes enough to really talk on that, but it sounds like you guys got that covered. But yeah,
just early impressions.
My impression on it so far.
Yeah. All right. I would do want to say before we continue, shout out to Shiro Gaming, who says, I agree with Kero. With the $5 super chat, by the way. I agree with Kero. It's a good game, but due to yearly cycles, it's just 2K23.5. 100%. Without the yearly cycle, they'd be able to do more and add more stuff. I agree. I mean, money really holds this game back because that's why they got to keep it yearly so they can keep bringing that money in. If they took about 2 or 3 years and came back, they could cook, which they did that with 2K20 pretty much, but they didn't cook. So I don't know. Let's go ahead and get loaded thoughts, and then we'll jump up to Mr.Dubbs.
I think showcase mode is garbage and lazy. I'm just forced to play it because just to get the Stone Cold Disturb theme, so I have to. And you can't skip matches. You have to play every single match to unlock everything. The gameplay, it's updated a bit. It's pretty good. I'm with Kero. It's a 7 for me. I think everyone is in the honeymoon phase. I think after 3 months, most people will get sick of it. There will be some that will play it maybe until November, maybe. So we'll see. But yeah, special referee is fun to play. It's a fun match type. I played it online with friends. I enjoyed it. Gauntlet matches were a lot of fun. I had to play it against AIs on exhibition because I thought Bryan Williams said that it was supposed to be online. So I'm pretty sure he said the match types that are returning are going to be online. Gauntlet matches nowhere to be found.
100%.
You know where else you can play that mode match is my GM. So
yeah.
And just to mention, Clint said about the camera angle, like the stage ramp angle, you can't use that in the ambulance match. You can't use that in showcase, so that's limited as well.
They showed us. They showed them using it in the ambulance match in pre-release footage. So that's crazy if you can. We literally in the pre.
What are y'all talking about?
I believe it is usable in the ambulance match.
Which match? Because I tried to use it when I was playing one of those matches, and it flipped back to the normal camera.
Yeah,
no, it was a casket match.
It was.
I was fighting Hulk Hogan, and they wouldn't let me use that. So yeah, the casket, not ambulance.
You can't. You can't do ramp in
live on camera. We did it. We checked the settings. It was set to the ramp camera, and I was looking at the original cam. So
I wonder if they'll patch that. That's weird.
Go ahead, Mr.Dubbs.
Well, I mean, from my gameplay yesterday, I absolutely loved it. I have to disagree with everybody who says this is 2K23.5 because you guys are just like out to lunch if you thought 2K23 was not 2K22.1. Like all you got was war games and an updated roster, nothing else. This game gave you match types and quality of life and everything else. This, because I skipped 23, is a real game to me. 2K23, I wasn't wasting my money on because all you got was war games. So this is not 2K23.5. 2K23 was 2K22.1. This is a new game. I'm okay to call 2K24. But the online matches, connections, based on all the talk of servers from last year and how bad they were, I was shocked. Absolutely shocked at how well the servers worked, how easy it was to get people in once we had gamer tags and everything, but actually get the matches going. The only match we had an issue with last night was the War Games match online, which didn't work at all last year, basically. So I hope they can patch that and fix that because that would be fun to play with viewers. But as far as the gameplay engine, it's been a year and a half since I really played it, since 2K22. I don't mind it. As far as the reversing online, I just found for me personally, could have been my own connection, could have been a lot of things. But in a lot of the matches, I was pressing Y, like the reverse button, before the animation for a move even started from the other guy, and it said too late. And I'm like, whoa, like what kind? That is as some crazy lag. And I know you do have to adjust your timing for everything when playing online. You eventually get used to it as an online player, and it's just instinctive. But that was something I noticed. But for me, it's so much fun. It was so much fun to play with you guys, so much fun to play with viewers. Just fun overall. And the quality of life changes. Having that AI versus AI free camera wherever you want it.
Yeah.
That was so cool. I completely forgot about that when we were doing that 4-way till the end. I was like, oh yeah, I can be Kevin Dunn here. This is great. So just the quality of life stuff for me is huge.
Be Kevin Dunn? I don't know about that.
No, fair enough.
Might not want to put that on record.
What other famous camera guys do we know that do all the cuts and stuff? We don't know the names of everybody.
Spielberg, is he a camera guy?
And not for wrestling. The only guy we know the name of is Kevin Dunn. But but one thing I have to bring up that is super depressing to me, and I'm going to show you all live right here. So if you can see right here, community creations on Xbox to this day is still click on it.
And came in out one day.
Still,
The game's been out. The game has been out. That's the key
the
phrase.
game is
That's
out. That's
fine.
the
I
point.
get it,
The
bro.
game-
I get it.
The
I'm
game
not
is out.
defending it.
It's not. The game's out and the patch was dropped. Every other platform works fine. Xbox still doesn't. They're not addressing it. People in my videos are responding to me, jumping to 2K's 8. Oh, it'll be patched on the 8th and all this. No,
There's a way to
prepaid
get
extra
it to
money
fix. There's a way to get it fixed, by the way.
on Xbox.
Yeah, you got to create.
Yeah,
like
you
a
gotta
Holo account
create a
and do
new
some
profile,
BS.
create a new gamer tag, and go in like that.
Yeah.
I have to create a new Xbox gamer tag.
Yes.
Or account.
Dre 41, I saw him posted on X.
Yeah,
He said,
I
you gotta
have to
create a new
I
gamer
have to
tag.
and pay for Xbox Live and Game Pass and everything on a new
Ooh,
account.
I don't know if
Just
you
do
did
this.
all that. I would
Are
like
you
more
using
Game
it?
details.
Pass?
I would
You
like more
understand?
details.
To play online, you need Xbox Live Gold at least, and that doesn't exist anymore. Now it's like just Game Pass. So you're getting Game Pass or Game Pass Ultimate. I'm not spending $400 to be able to work community creations and creating.
Wait a
Are you
minute,
kidding me? That's nuts.
I always wondered about that. Is the community creations locked behind the
I don't know.
Xbox
I can't
Live?
remember. I can't remember.
I know
Anything
Team
online
Play-
should
play
be
anything,
locked.
play on anything Xbox Online is locked to Xbox Gold. Anything.
Which is
So-
Sounds
it's
like
great.
you got it on
So-
That's so
PC.
dumb.
Dubs.
that is robbery, by the
Yeah,
way.
Yeah,
that sounds
that's
to me
your-
like I got to play it on Steam, which is a joke, and I'm not a fan of that. And the other thing is crossplay. I wish we had crossplay because there were so many viewers last night that were on PlayStation or Steam. We couldn't play when Kero was doing his stream because he was on Steam. We couldn't play with viewers. It's 2024, man. Give us crossplay at least between PS5, Xbox Series, and PC. I'll take the hackers. You know why? Because there is no ranking random matches. It's literally lobbies. If you go into a lobby and someone's cheating, there's no like rank. Really, nobody cares. So you just leave. If you see someone cheating, like, oh, good for you. See you later. And you go play another one or start your own lobby. You know what I mean? So I want crossplay between all the modern platforms because that would make a huge difference. But I'm not going to hate on this game. I'm not going to sit here and crap on this game. I think it's great. I know they'll fix community creations. It's a big gripe for me because I like to start off the game by creating my wrestler, having all my images and going into my rise. So I haven't started my rise for it yet. But I look forward to everything in this game. Stryzer did a 4-hour stream on Creation Suite. I look forward to looking at that and taking a look at the Creation Suite. And just for me, the biggest thing is every year the new moves. And I've got 2K23 and all their DLC and 2K24's new moves to look at, and all the new moves for finishers and different stuff they add into the game. To me, that's always like Christmas. Like they used to release in their DLC packs just straight moves, like a whole bunch of random moves for the creator wrestlers. I miss those days. That was like Christmas to me, getting like 100 new moves to use. Oh, I loved it. So for me, I can't say this game is perfect by any stretch, but I definitely think from what I've played as a wrestling game as a whole, not judging it based on 2K23 or past iterations, just judging it as a game the way it is today, playing as a wrestling game, and say a new fan or someone who hasn't picked up a WWE game in 10 years, I'd give it a solid 8.5, just from the gameplay feel and the changes. But again, this is under the predication that they fix the bugs that are in there now. Fixing War Games Online, fixing community creations on Xbox. I'm understanding that those will get fixed. So if that stuff doesn't get patched out soon and I play more of the game, my thought might change. But just from playing with Stream and everybody else, the way it feels, how smooth it was to play with you guys all online, I definitely think it's a solid 8.5. All the features we get and all the changes to Universe, I think it sounds good.
8.5 is crazy. I mean, 8, I can feel 8, but 8.5, I think is just too close to 9. I don't know. But shout out to Shiro Gaming, who said the Gauntlet match is just the old Slobberknocker match. Yuke's already did these new modes, but with more types. But understandable, Mr. Dubbs. Yeah, I think in order to get close to that 9, we had to get something else like create a finisher or something in here, just something else. But
to me, I'm gauging it as just a wrestling game going from like, here comes the pain, no mercy. They get their own individual ratings because they're so old. 2K14, same thing. But when 2K14 came out, you're judging it based on improvements from 2K13, which is exactly what you guys are doing from last year. If you just take the game as a whole as if it's its own standalone thing and forget about the other games, you can't say it's that bad with all the creation stuff.
I must
agree. I must agree.
No, but I'm just saying, if you look at it as a standalone video game, I say it's an 8.5. That because it has all the creation things, GM, Universe, My Rise, Showcase. It has something for everybody and so many match types and such a roster.
You can't really do that.
They got dubs. If they got dubs sold like this, bro, it's crazy.
Can I say why? Can I say why?
Yeah, Jesus.
I mean, can I say why? You say yes, you can, but can I say why? You can't look at it as a standard a lone game. If you played last year's game and you were playing that game all year, then you get this game and you expect it to be a new game or have certain differences, and it doesn't. So you have to compare it to last year's
But it
game.
does, though.
And in 5 years from now, you'll be looking at this game the same way. Like we look at 2K19 and say that was the best version of that engine. We look at 2K14, that was the best game of that engine. And we look at them and like 2K14 is this amazing game. But when 2K14 was out, you're like, they didn't improve enough over 13. It's too similar to 13. It's too similar. Because I
didn't play 14, so I don't know.
I played 12, 13, 14. But I'm just saying every year when you're getting an annual release, you're never going to be wowed the same you would as if you didn't play a wrestling game for 10 years.
And why not? Why are you making 2K's case for them? We should be wowed. We're paying what
I'm saying is
$80 Canadian dollars, dude?
If I'll give you a perfect example right here. I played Destiny and Destiny 2 for the last 10 years.
Another game that nickels and dimes their players.
Can I make my point? Can I make my point, please? I've played for tens of. I know I didn't. I'm speaking right now. But by 10,000 plus hours into that game, I am burnt out. Anything they add to it, new maps, new things, it doesn't tickle my fancy the same way it does to a new player. My buddy who I tried getting into the game for 10 years only now started going through and is going through the campaign and is experiencing the game 10 years in for the very first time. And he's like, I'm hooked. This is amazing. The story, the everything. And I'm like, yes, to a new player, all the improvements they've made over the years, this is probably the best version of Destiny 2 there's ever been. But for me as a player who's played every step of the way leading up, I'm so burnt out on it. The microtransactions, the predatory, like everything monetization wise, there's so many things. I'm sour on the game.
Okay.
Whereas a new player isn't.
2K23 was a better version of 2K22. So you would expect 2K24 to be a better version of 2K23. But I mean, does that mean it's enough? That doesn't mean it's enough just because it's a better version of what we got 12 months ago. And you're paying full price for that. I feel like what we got this year could have been a DLC pack.
For sure.
Like that every year.
I'd have to disagree, man.
Go ahead, Bryan.
I'll be honest. If y'all not happy with this game, you guys are never going to be happy with any wrestling game that comes out.
And that's why, because you're accepting it and you're giving them that pass. Like
I'm not giving it a pass. I'm not giving it a pass. I'm genuinely having fun.
Won't get those differences.
I'm genuinely having fun. Like I don't know what y'all want.
I could turn on 2K23 right now and have fun.
But why are you guys saying he's not allowed to enjoy this game? His
Nobody
opinion is
I'm enjoying the game.
No, but you're saying
I'm
you're
enjoying the game.
accepting. No, he's genuinely enjoying the game and saying it's a good game for him. You can't. That's his opinion. He's entitled to it.
Bad game though. But I'm just saying it's not enough.
And that is not enough. That's a fair point.
$150.
That's a fair point too. That is a very fair point.
And it's just like a DLC pack.
I just honestly don't like how I said I enjoyed the game, but now y'all calling me accepting. If I enjoy it, I enjoy it. That's
Bryan, how do you feel about Universe Mode this year?
I've stated exactly how I feel about Universe Mode, and I've made my thoughts very clear.
People in the chat might not know.
Well, Universe Mode is almost a copy and paste. There's just new cutscenes,
it's a copy and paste, right?
And it's just little differences there. I personally feel Universe Mode is maxed out. I've said that before. I don't think they can do anything else with it.
Wow, dude. All right.
I haven't got into Universe Mode yet. Does it work?
No, it works. But my point is, it should have worked last year. But if I'm talking about coding and everything like that, I think it's maxed out. They're gonna have to, bro. Can I finish though? Can I finish? Like y'all, I'm not gonna lie, y'all got me tweaked out today. Listen, Universe Mode, that is like, it's a copy and paste. What I mean by maxed out is that the coding is probably to the point where this is not their mode. And over the years, they've clearly have not updated this mode to the state that we want it to be at. So that's what I mean by maxed out. The mode is just done. Just get rid of it, scrap it, build it from the ground up. It's done. It's done. Yeah. You either merge it with my GM mode, because my GM mode looks like it's going that way, and you do toggle on and off features for money and goals, and then you give a story designer on the side, and I think everybody is happy that way. That's what I mean by the mode is done. It's maxed out. I don't think there's nothing else.
What's the most popular mode in the game that people play all year?
It's Universe Mode, but that's what I'm saying.
Well, it's acceptable for it to be a copy and paste when that's the most popular mode. That's all I'm saying.
I've never said it was acceptable though, and I've said that before.
But you're saying this is
but
a
I'm
great
genu-
game.
It is. I'm genuinely
perfect.
enjoying.
I'm enjoying it.
I never said it's
All
perfect.
me and Kero are saying
Never
is
said it's
y'all are
perfect.
accepting what they're feeding you because, I mean, for
Never-
what reason is what I'm saying.
Never
If
said
it's
it's
not good,
perfect.
push back on it. It's fine.
I'm genuinely
Yeah, it's fine.
enjoying the
Not
game, and
gonna-
I've pushed back before. Like, I don't know what else y'all want me to do.
We're telling you, like, yeah, sure, it's a good game, but here's what's wrong with it. And y'all like, no, it's okay. What do you expect? What do you expect them to do in 12 months?
Now y'all twisting the narrative.
Y'all
twisting the narrative. Y'all twisting the narrative because I've never said that. Never
run
said
the tape
that.
back.
Never said
Run
that.
the tape back. I mean,
Okay, we can run it back. That's fine. I've never said that.
We're putting words in their mouth. Run the tape back.
Never said that.
Yeah.
I said the mode is maxed out, which that's how people feel. It's maxed out. I honestly think they got to scrap it.
And I think if you look at this as a standalone video game, it's a great game.
Money for the game. Why didn't they scrap it?
I don't know what to tell you, man.
It's acceptable for them to keep feeding it to you and put it in the game the same way it was last year. That's not acceptable.
Because people want it, and just because they're not going to iterate and change to a million,
why not make it better?
If people are going to, if they're going to say, hey, the option is we're taking this game mode out, or we just leave it in as is, people will all vote leave it in as is then because they don't want it removed. Creative Story got removed and it never got put back in. There was no new iteration. So I'd rather they just keep making minor tweaks and little extra things to Universe every year and making it a game mode that's enjoyable. Because
there you go again,
I don't want to
it's a circle.
But I want to make this. I want to make this.
Oh,
I want to make this very clear. We're like, just because Universe mode didn't get the updates that it should have gotten does not make the mode bad. Like I want to make that clear because a lot of people make it seem like Universe mode is the worst thing ever. There's still a lot of customization. It's the best mode in wrestling games. We haven't gotten anything else
10 years ago.
Okay, but my point is, it's still a good mode. It's not a bad mode. It just hasn't gotten the deserved upgrades that it needs.
You paid for the same mode 10 times, man.
Kenny, you just said Here Comes the Pain is the perfect game. And we've agreed before, if they just took Here Comes the Pain and iterated on that engine for 20 years, we'd be happy.
No, I would not be happy if they did.
No way.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, Here Comes the Pain isn't a perfect game, by the way.
That was Kenny's comment. Comment said he said perfect game. I did not. I'm saying that
yes, I did, but I did not say give me that same game for 20 years.
If we have good modes, keep them in. Why do you want stuff ripped out of the game? The last thing
loaded and Clint, please jump in. Don't just I see you.
Well, I don't really play Universe mode, so I don't really know what to say.
So it doesn't really
the last time I played it was in 2K18. So, and I wasn't a big fan of it, but I am disappointed that they didn't add more features, or even add like a story designer, or like
to me. It sucks as a whole because the My GM mode I feel is restricting Universe mode because things that should be in Universe are in My GM. It's like everything we're asking for is in My GM, and that's the bothersome part of everything with this game. It's okay. We want draft. Go to My GM. We want to do this. Go to My GM. There's a trade feature where you can trade from another brand to another brand. Go to My GM.
We got a super chat.
Oh, holy crap.
Sure. Nah, keep it going. I mean, he could keep talking. He just reach him.
All right, I was
super chat when he finishes.
So yeah,
I was gonna say.
Go ahead, Clint.
I was gonna say, Universe mode. I see where you both coming from. You got Universe mode that's barely being touched every single year, and you're repaying for it every year. Mm-hmm. It is it's fun mode. It's my favorite mode too. I don't know. If you're not gonna do anything with it, I see what you're saying earlier about how My GM is probably going to absorb the mode, and they're just weaning us off of Universe mode to the point where if they don't do anything with it for a couple games, they'll be like, oh, okay, maybe they won't play it anymore, and then we'll just absorb it into this mode and make it one giant mode. What would they call it? Would it be My Universe mode, or like My GM, My Universe? Because if you combine both features and you don't allow us to turn off the money, it's so funny because My GM became Universe mode because people were complaining about the money, they were complaining about the stamina and all that stuff, and now they wanted it back. And I just did a poll on my channel.
Just make it a toggle. Make it an optional toggle for Universe.
Most of the votes were for no, they don't like playing the mode. So it was like over 2,000 votes too. So I was like, that's interesting.
Shiro Gaming says, so Dubbs is coming from a new player's perspective, meaning the people who take yearly breaks from the game will enjoy this one. But if you play it every year, you'll never be satisfied because it's the same. But I mean, I don't think that's the case because you could fix things and make it better because what I come in the game for really is my rise. That's why I'm really down on it, because they really didn't do anything to the mode. New story have the same stuff as last year.
I heard it's cooking though. I heard it's cooking. Not
the story's cooking.
I haven't played it.
I haven't played or watched yet.
Everything backstage is the same. That same stuff. I mean, we've seen.
I do agree. Yeah, I agree with that for sure.
That's really sad.
There are things that I 1000% agree. But my point to this is with sports and sports entertainment games, you never see that jump. Like, please name me a time that you guys saw a huge. This is like, I'm not saying this is okay, because y'all seem like
all the old FIFAs. I'm talking about the beginning of 2000, all the NFL games that actually put effort into it. Now, this is what we.
They were never.
You get nothing and you like it.
There were never huge jumps with sports games. A lot of the sports games are roster updates. I'm not saying this is okay by any means, because y'all seem to like to twist things. But what I'm saying is that there are never big jumps anymore. It's
why
just
is that
really
okay?
unfortunate.
You accept it. That's
it's
why.
Just unfortunate, bro. Please,
you literally just accepted it. Yeah, you just said it's just unfortunate. It happens, man. You just gotta move on. No,
because there are.
If you make noise about it,
all right, man. So y'all make noise about it. See if they give y'all the game with 100,000 features, and let's see where that goes. Because it's not gonna happen.
All right.
To be fair, though, they only had like. To be fair,
you got 9 months. They got 9 months with
that's not
all
our
this
fault,
like. Okay.
No. Let me finish.
So have the game come out every 2 years then. Maybe we'll see bigger changes for every video game. For every video game, because you see games like, for example, GTA 5 to GTA 6. Do you understand the jump we're gonna see in that game? They took 12 years to make that game. Now, I'm not saying don't do that to a wrestling game, but what I'm saying is you're going to see the deserved jump there, because it's like they had all this time to really cook and make that game what it is.
We don't know that yet. We don't know that the game's in.
Don't know that yet. See, you're giving me the pass already before we even know what it is.
No.
All right.
Name me.
I understand there's a completely new team making
GTA
6.
But let's not.
Guys, Loaded was trying to make a point. He never gets a chance of.
Go ahead, Loaded.
No, listen. They only had like 8 months, like, to make this game the next game, and the reason why they put more effort into the game is because of Fight Forever. I'm just being honest. Like throwing weapons, the ramp camera view. What else? Trading blows mini game.
The blood stain in the ring.
Yes, there's a lot of blood in the matches now. The vending machine in the back I did the backstage brawl, which I wish I've seen in Fight Forever. I wish maybe they'll add it soon. I don't know. They should just make a new game.
Wish we got a new area though.
Yeah, I think they'll add a new backstage area, but the backstage brawl is fun. Taking the elevator, throwing in the big giant flashlight. I had a good time with it online with friends. But
you know they only take at least one part of everything from the game. Like, okay, what can we do with the backstage area? Let's make the vending machine work in the elevator. No, build a locker room or something that we can go fight and expand the area.
One thing I wish is that you could drive a forklift or even drive a car in the parking lot. I wish
that would have been.
We'd be able to do that.
We talked about that.
They're like, whoa. Let's save that for
Brian Williams
2K25 though. Yeah.
Well, Brian Williams talked about it, and he said, "I know Here Comes the Pain had that kind of stuff. You could drive the motorcycle around. They did. So these things are talked about, and it's just a matter of what do they have the dev time to implement. I think for a lot of it, and also they're dragging along.
Let Lotus finish, and you cut him off. Go ahead, Loaded.
He was finished.
No, he wasn't. You cut him off.
Sorry, go ahead, Loaded.
No, we've had a lot more improvements for 2K24 because of AEW. I'm just being honest. It's the truth. I just wish they put more effort into like some of the match types. Like the casket and ambulance matches is lazy, bro. It is the same mini game. Come on,
game.
You could have scrapped that and improved in other match types. And in the referee, you could have double referee matches.
They've asked for
special ref match is good. I think they did exactly what they needed to do there. But yeah, you're right. Casket and ambulance, what's the difference? It's just another prop.
You could have added referee matches in other, like you could have done other match types for
people
referee
asked
matches.
for casket match too long though. People have been asking.
And I really wanted it in there, but I mean, it has the same mini game as the ambulance match. So what's the point?
What kind of mini game did you want?
There's a whole lot of different mini games.
That's 2K's job. Oh my god, They have to come up with the fun stuff that we pay a lot of money for.
And then we have the same submission system. They didn't bring back the 2K19 one.
And that's the submission system, the casket system, and the ambulance system.
I think it was the locking one.
Was it like the UFC old games where you just both have to lock into the colors thing?
Gotta
I
flick
hate
the
that.
joint.
that was chain
one,
grappling.
that one.
Oh wait, because I remember chain grappling. It was like blue and red, and you had to like sink it in and find the sweet spot.
It is blue-red
Yeah,
again, but like you would
that.
go in a
That
circle.
was annoying.
Okay, gotcha.
I hate those. I'd much rather what we have now than that stuff.
No,
I hated those.
I hate the one now, bro.
That.
No, come on, bro. It's easy to submit someone, bro, online.
Yeah.
And what about the people with turbo controllers? I mean,
rest in peace.
But what do you say that about every game? There's always something like that.
Well, don't make a button mash mechanic.
Have like a input command, like you have to press X, Y, B, X, G.
Exactly.
LT,
Or whoever presses
like
the
that,
button
yeah.
first, like
Yeah,
flashing
that'd be
both
kinda
on the screen at the same time. Whoever presses it first advances.
You could just have macros for that, and then people with higher refresh rate monitors will have an edge. There's always stuff like that. FPS games deal with that all the time.
There is always a cheat with certain.
There's
things.
always something.
Okay.
You're not going to get around.
So what? So
You
what?
can get around
So
it.
don't innovate? Is that what you're saying? Just because it's cheat?
No, I really don't think the problem with the submission minigame is turbo controllers. I just don't think that's the argument to make.
I don't have a problem with the submission minigame. So to be honest, I don't have a problem with it. It is very easy and simple, but why is it the casket and the ambulance minigame as well?
I mean, they could have made it like the pin system.
It's a submission match with a prop.
Yep.
And guess what? I played the casket match one time online. I don't think I'm ever going to play it again. What's the point? I didn't even play the ambulance match. It's the same match.
I haven't even gotten to the casket match yet.
Yeah, I haven't played casket.
I played online with a friend, and I
another one.
For me, I'm super happy to have it for Universe and everything else.
I remember
that's a cool gimmick match. I agree.
Yeah, I like.
I remember Kenny saying he never played War Games yesterday, so there you go.
I played it one time.
What happened when we tried to play online yesterday?
Yeah, that didn't work.
Catastrophe.
Yeah, that didn't work.
Like, how many times did you guys play War Games in 2K23? I played it like once or twice, and that was it.
I'll be honest. I played it a couple times, but nothing like I could probably count on both my hands.
Most of the time, it's always been since like Here Comes the Pain. It's been Hell in a Cell. That's like the match. That or an Extreme Rules. Like if I'm playing with friends or anything, it's always like one of the two. Elimination Chamber was cool because you could jump on the so you could do. So those are basically your big three: was Hardcore, Elimination Chamber, and Hell in a Cell. It's always been that way though.
Yeah.
Like I never really played Buried Alive. We didn't play those often because a lot of those
games. The Buried Alive match. I played that all the time.
Well, a lot of those games they're just 1v1 though, right? So if you're playing with like 4 friends, then you just don't play those game modes, right?
So I haven't heard any of this yet. You guys probably know. Is casket match just 1-on-1? There's no tag team. There's no nothing else. I mean, they've never done tag team.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be kind of fun.
One.
That would be fun.
Yeah, but
2 people in a
casket match. Whoever gets thrown in there first.
It is only 1-on-1. The only one that did disappoint me was the special referee match. Even though they nailed it on all aspects, it's just the fact that it was a 1-on-1. Which in programming, that's a lot of what you see 1-on-1 special ref matches. But it would have been dope to see a lot more. But
the old games
you could with the special guest 1-on-1. I'm not gonna complain about that.
No, but you can't even do it in a Hell in a Cell match.
They did a lot
crazy.
of different things.
Yeah, that's crazy. You can't even do a 1v1.
I would have loved to
Hell in a
see.
Cell. Come on.
Yeah, I would have loved to see the HBK and Triple H and Undertaker match where he repped it in the Hell in a Cell for Mania. That would have been cool.
Or the HBK Undertaker match where Kane came in.
They could.
You told me they didn't have time to put that in.
One of my favorite moments in wrestling history.
I don't know what happened there.
Came and ripped off the door.
Oh,
why don't we have old Kane in this game? What are we doing?
That match didn't have a special guest ref though.
No, I'm just saying the match in general. Great Hell in a Cell match. The first Hell in a Cell match, right?
Yeah, that was the first one ever. Bad Blood. Bad Blood 98 or 90, 98, 97.
It was 97.
I'll be honest though. Certain things just didn't make sense to me. But in terms of me enjoying the game and just playing it for an endless amount of time today, I've had fun. I like the game.
It's fine. Great 7.
Great 7. I just feel like I'm not gonna play this game all year.
Definitely not.
That's fair.
I don't think maybe till like I played a couple times until like November, end of the year.
Well, that's
about what I make it to anyway. November, like that's
but not every single day though. Maybe a couple times a week I'll play it.
Sure. Yeah. But is there any one game that really needs you to be playing it every single day as your only game all the time? Like that, of course, game companies want that, but like,
I mean, some people do that too.
I did that with Destiny for 10 years.
Some people do that with WWE 2K23. They've been playing all day. I see people streaming it on YouTube all day, every day.
Do it.
Especially car creators. Like I be seeing them in the lab all year long, bro, dropping new creative. I'm like, bro, I got that, bro.
Yeah.
I don't got
We
that.
got that Hollywood Rock the next day, that Hollywood
insane.
the Rock, that was incredible.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I give
But
them
the problem is yearly releases. The way you fix that problem is to do it like you did before. Back then, we had one company creating games for GameCube, another company creating wrestling games for Xbox, another one doing them for like PlayStation. You got to get some other company. And Stephanie McMahon said they were going to do it before. I don't know what happened.
but it wasn't through another company though.
Games you was talking about.
You expect them to get another company to develop so that they could do an every other year release. They begged them for that, and they said no, and Ukes left.
Ukes wanted a B team to work on another development on like
Battle
All Stars or
Grounds,
something like that. Yeah, but it didn't work out.
They stopped
That would have
doing
been great for 2K because then they wouldn't have to worry about, oh, they only got 8 months to develop the game. No, take your time and give us a bigger game or whatever the following year while we have this mid-cycle game every other year. And it doesn't have to be a smaller title. It can be on the same scale, just made by another team that feels different.
Yeah, but they're
you know why they stopped doing that, right? Why they axed that whole idea? It's
Why?
because Battlegrounds was a flop.
But 2K made Battlegrounds. That's why.
Because
Well, the game was crap. but
Battlegrounds had like 6
terrible.
moves. That was horrible.
Wait, who developed that game?
2K made it, right? Was it Visual Concepts?
Let me see. Hold on.
I think it was Saber Interactive. I think it was some other company, but licensed.
I don't think it was Visual Concepts, but I'm gonna.
Wasn't it WWE 2K Battlegrounds though?
Yeah, that game. It had a great roster, but
it
was
but it was published under 2K. Yeah, it was Saber Interactive.
Okay.
Yeah, cancel Christmas on them. Whoever made WWE All Stars, I think that studio went out of business. But
unfortunately,
you need a team like that because that game had no business being as good as it was.
I agree. It was made by Midway Studio San Diego.
Oh, they're gone.
Oh, Midway.
And THQ.
That's a while ago.
THQ had their hands on it too.
Yeah, Midway cancel Christmas on them.
And that game was awesome. I loved All Stars. Good game.
Yeah.
So does 2K have a lock on the license for WWE games, or can
Yeah,
other companies?
they do, but WWE can go anywhere once that contract is up and hire anybody else. Now, the person that y'all don't want making these games is EA.
Yeah,
far away.
No.
Far away.
I hope that what they do is they sub.
I seen what they did to UFC
the games. Yeah.
Nah, I seen what they did to that game, bro. Nah, I'm
terrible.
A massacre, dude.
That one, like, bro, like I'm not gonna lie. If the game goes to EA, bro, like, y'all will appreciate 2K. Not saying to appreciate them now, but I'm saying if it goes to EA, y'all gonna wish 2K had it back. Like they're horrible.
Did you ever play WCW Mayhem or Backstage Assault?
Who you talking about? Me?
Yeah.
Oh no, I ain't playing none of those.
He probably wasn't born yet.
EA made those games and they were terrible for the time.
Yeah, bro. Yes. Like leave them with their FIFA and Madden, which are still horrible. Leave them over there. I don't want them nowhere near my wrestling game. What?
I wouldn't mind if they gave EA a mid-cycle game.
Okay, that's different.
They do it one year, EA do it the next year. We'll see what they can cook up if we need to cancel Christmas on them. Cancel Christmas.
But we have to realize wrestling games take so long to develop that the first one's always going to be trash. Like, look at Fight Forever. It's missing so many things. The engine's there, but we all complain like there's nothing to do in the game. No, I know, but people will trash on it, right? And people trash on Fight Forever, dead game, blah, 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 this, that, mismanagement, party games, mini games, all the problems, right? See, there you go.
No, it ain't garbage.
Exactly
it just got no content.
The engine is fantastic, and we all dog on Universe and in community creations. Me specifically, right now in 2K, but I would kill to have those in Fight Forever. Just give me the creation suite and community creations that WWE has, and just Universe and nothing else. I'm good with that. Just give me that and Fight Forever, and I'll play it to my heart's content.
I feel like they're working on a universe mode in Fight Forever.
I really hope so.
They created a universe mode, right?
Yes.
So if they make it, it's going to be better than what 2K is doing because they're building theirs from the ground up.
All right, Kero. So we've been on the opposite team for a little minute this podcast, so we got to get back and assemble and kill AEW Fight Forever because they talking about universe mode now, bro. Like
I was just gonna say, if they make a better universe mode, I'll play it in AEW.
I must agree. If they come up with a good universe mode, because that's what it's missing. The game is missing replayability. There's no replayability. They dropped 6 new characters, and then I play with the new characters, and then I get off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because while not perfect, the gameplay in AEW Fight Forever is better than the gameplay in 2K24.
I disagree. It has problems too.
It's different. It's
No,
different.
it has problems. That's
have
why I
their
said
problems.
while not perfect.
It is
I think
different.
about some of the
Yeah.
animations.
Because
and
Kenny
stuff,
like to like to talk about
different,
turbo controllers, but he don't like
But
to talk about the spamming leg sweep and all that. So,
But
it's not perfect. I just said it's
that's-
not perfect.
Spamming leg sweep's been a problem since day one, and I've called it out. I've called
I
it out
also
huge.
think
And
Super
go ahead,
finishes
go
are a
ahead.
problem.
here's the thing, AEW, they're slow with updates though. Like people are still
Yeah,
dragging.
that's what kills them.
They're still dragging someone outside the ring until the 9 count and running
Oh
back
man,
in.
yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Run by count out. It's bad. I'm like,
can't
yo,
play
bro,
that-
like,
you
that
can't
should have
play
been
that game
patched.
online.
What are we doing?
I knew it was gonna be bad, bro. When they dropped the game in June and we didn't get like a competent patch till like September, and the competent patch fixed like 5 things, and everything else was like changing
Pretty
finisher
much.
names and all that. And
Yeah.
I'm like, bro,
Again-
this is what y'all cooked up in 3 months.
I would be happy if Fight Forever 2 dropped in 2027 with a universe mode and a
Up
proper
in 2025. June 2025. Let's get.
You're not gonna get what you want, bro.
It'll be terrible. Then you won't get anything you want. Exactly. You'll get
What if they've been
complain about
cooking?
now.
That's why we're not getting none. They've been cooking since they released the last one.
Brother, you complain about what 2K is becoming. 2K24 is a joke because it came out too fast. You need to give them time to cook then. 2027 is
2 years is good. For what AEW Fight
2027
Forever needs, all they need is to polish up a little bit. Well, polish up a bit and then throw some more match types and stuff in their new modes.
I don't know. I
If-
think
if
it sound. I think you're
AEW
making it sound
improved-
easier than it is. If it was
Yeah.
that easy, they would have thrown it in there in the first iteration of the game, Kenny. Just
But
saying
that's 2
though.
years. I'm saying that's 2 years though.
2 years, but I don't know, bro. I still feel like they've been working on this current AEW Fight Forever. Like I feel like they haven't moved
But
on.
What are
if
they
it's a
working
small
on? They're
team
not doing
working on this
anything.
Fight Forever. That's why it's
Oh, no,
taking
they're
longer.
cooking something.
Has Ukes been working on any other projects like EDF or
Let me see, bro.
one of the other games they make? Because
I don't know, but
if
listen,
they're
I
only
don't feel
working
like
on
Tony Khan-
AEW, there's no excuse to take
Listen.
this long
No,
to update
but
the game.
Stryzer, you're assuming that Tony Khan's just flipping a bill for tens of millions of dollars still. He's not. The water spigot's cut off. There's probably 3 people developing Fight Forever.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
it could
What
be
else
a
are they
smaller
working on?
team,
What
but
other
the
games?
rest
There's
everybody
no
you
way
can work on the next one.
There's no way he's paying a whole studio and wasting another $10 million plus.
Shout out
He
to the
didn't
3
waste- he didn't
developers
waste
working
$10
on
million.
AEW Fight
I mean,
Forever.
That's
It's
crazy.
surprising though, bro, because it's like Jukes out of all developers, like it's just surprising to see that game go down the way it did. Like they got to be suffering in
it?
terms of team.
Yeah.
I think
I mean, we had
AEW
some pretty bad SmackDown versus Raw games.
Exactly.
No, yeah,
Ukes has made a lot of bad games. So.
Made some
Yeah,
bad
but-
games.
But they had the blueprint to make something decent with this. That's my point. Like I don't know where it went wrong. Like
It's not the same team.
The engine's there. I just they need to add all the creation parts that 2K has and all the community creations and that all the bells and whistles that we love about 2K is what needs to come to Fight Forever. Because
They need to let Brian Williams take over because if Brian Williams made the heart of
there. He left.
W Fight Forever is,
He
I know
left.
he left, but I'm saying they need to let him scrap 2K and be like, all right, let's build a game with this wallet. He'll kill it. Look at what he did
will,
with Fight
he will.
Forever. I think
I
he
think-
can do it from the ground up. Brian Williams can make a.
I think
I will
yeah.
say
agree
quickly
with
that
that.
Brian Williams, I'll just say this one sentence. Being in 2K24's development, it immediately shows in everything.
Yeah.
So I agree.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think
kinda,
that stuff that came from Fight Forever was from Brian Williams.
Oh yeah, I think so too. And like it kind of
Spy.
I'm kind of excited to see like what happens throughout the next couple years with Brian Williams on the team, because it looks like the guy has the right idea of what a fun wrestling game should be. Like, not saying this game is perfect, but it definitely feels more fun than last year's game. So in terms of what you can do,
If he was responsible for what we got in Fight Forever, I think he is the guy who needs to run the whole ship.
agreed.
He
Hey,
should have
You were
been there.
saying something?
We appreciate you, Omer.
Omer in the building.
Omer.
Real
What's
Thick
up,
Wrestling. Y'all
What
make
up,
sure y'all check out
Omer?
Real Thick Wrestling.
Thank you,
You got
Omer.
the brown
Smash that
thumbs up
like
in the
button.
chat.
We appreciate you.
Shout out to Big Omer.
You know, I will say this: if AEW started adding all the stuff we wanted, they could start taking back everything from 2K20 the series. They just got to get this stuff out there, and they can take back the fans real quick. They just got to get the stuff out there. They just got to get it done.
Even if they aren't able to add a million creation parts, just put everybody's hairstyle that's in the game and face, and then give us an image uploader. You don't have to add a million different things yourself. Just give us the image uploader so we can put on the logos ourselves.
Let us
Community
cook.
Community creations will just do it. They'll just take over and do it. Like it's not even. They don't have to add a million. Here's a million different crappy tattoos. No,
that's another thing. There's so many assets already in the game. Why won't they just use those? Like, you can't even use those. That's brilliant.
They started. It feels like they started. They had Kenny Omega's hair and Kota Ibushi's hair. It felt like they were going to put every wrestler's hair in the game, but then funding got cut off and they had to ship it out the door. And they're like,
speaking of that, I will say a lot of the models that they updated in 2K24, beautiful.
Oh God, no one's ever going to complain about the graphics in the 2K games these days. They just every year. I don't know how they improve it so much.
Hey, Booker T look horrible, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Not every character is going to be perfect, but I mean, I agree. Overall, as presentation is absolutely just magnificent.
I'll be honest though.
Belair looks great. Eddie
Guerrero
Guerrero looks great.
10 out of 10s for sure. And then
Rhea Ripley.
Great too. Randy Orton. I know Kenny was talking about he got to be made look like he's on the juice, but his face scan is that's probably the best Randy Orton face scan we've gotten, like for sure. Like 15 is up there with face scans, but that Randy Orton looks pretty insane.
Randy Orton always looks good in these games.
Yeah, but I feel like they got him down to the T this year though. Like details, face, everything. Like it just looks good.
And Ultimate Warrior is perfect. They got him perfect this year.
And that's an Ultimate Warrior fan. Ultimate Warrior been horrible the last couple years, bro.
Yes, they got him perfect this year. I was so happy.
Yeah. I will say they still didn't fix the Undertaker though. The Ministry of Darkness Undertaker, Zesty Undertaker. They
got 10 Undertakers. At least you got 10 Undertakers, man.
They need to lessen up the age on his face a little bit. Give me that young Undertaker look.
Joseph Montoya says WWE needs to go back to THQ. Joseph, you have to understand THQ went out of business years ago. THQ Nordic that AEW is using was just, I didn't understand that they went to this. It's not THQ. It's not what made the Aki games and made the WWE games. There is no more THQ. They're gone. So
THQ was the publisher. They're the publisher. They didn't make the game. They just published it. So,
but there is no THQ to go back to.
This is what we have so far. I mean, all right. So since we're talking about like what we're getting with 2K, if you guys had to choose a developer or for someone for it to go to, who would you guys want developing the WWE games?
Rockstar.
Ooh.
That's not be a Rockstar. That's the problem.
Pick me.
Go ahead, Clint.
Capcom.
Capcom.
They have the Street Fighter. They have those Slam Masters. Capcom. I would love to see Capcom.
I think that would be. I think that would be like the game that we were talking about earlier.
Yes. That would be good.
Yes. Crazy over the top stuff. Oh.
I would love for NetherRealm Studios to make a wrestling game. They already made one for mobile, but that's the Mortal Kombat team. John Cena looks better in Mortal Kombat 1 than he looks in WWE 2K, and that is insane.
Yeah, I don't like his face scan in 2K. It makes him. I don't know. It makes him look weird. I don't use him for that reason. I don't like his face scan.
What would you do if they made a Mortal Kombat wrestling game where they had fatalities in a wrestling
wrestlers?
game?
Go mod. They got Cody Rhodes in the game right now.
Suplex him onto a spike and his head explodes or something.
Yeah, Undertaker. I don't know if y'all youngins know about this, but in WWF WrestleMania for Super Nintendo, the Undertaker had a fatality. Like the same Mortal Kombat team made that.
Right, yeah.
I forgot about that.
Midway back then. Midway did make wrestling games back in the day. Yeah, that's true.
Why doesn't AEW make a separate game and work with Capcom? How about that? Like Kenny Omega
got a relationship.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I think they're building that relationship.
WB Games also has a relationship with them, right? It's Mojo and the Suicide Squad or something.
Yeah. I think the next video game is going to be published by WB. I think this is the last time THQ got.
I don't know. What were you saying, Loaded?
No, I'm saying like Kenny Omega's such a huge fan of Street Fighter 6. Like, why doesn't he approach Capcom and make a game with them, a separate game?
I don't think it's that easy.
Like keep Fight Forever, keep making updates, and and then make a separate game.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
With Capcom or NetherRealm Studios,
Yeah. I mean, it's possible though, because WB they just came out and said they're not doing AAA games anymore. They want to do more live service games. So, I mean, if they want to pick up a game for AEW or whatever, I mean, you could keep that as a live service game, add in new stuff in the game over time. So, I mean, it's possible.
I would like to see the advances of what company. I don't know if it's going to be a current company that we know of that's a huge studio, or if it'll be some small guys that like the guys that made Power World, like a small team like that. That I want to see guys who are really able to take advantage of AI making these games so that they're not spending so much dev time on specific things. Like if you could have AI auto generate stories for you in your universe or cutscenes, I think if you have found a way to do that, so it's like finisher, this character will use their finisher, they'll interfere. I think that would be awesome. Like we're probably 5-10 years out from that, but I would really like to see companies.
I hope that never happens.
AI for it.
I hope that never ever happens. Think about the talented people who lose jobs from AI writing the stories for you. You got talented creative writers.
Think of all the horseshoes.
Bro, that's going to make the world go
horseshoes
crazy.
and all the guys who are taking care of the horses in the stables when automobiles come along. Like you can't fight technology.
Kenny, I do agree with you, like with that, because people losing jobs and stuff. Like I'm somebody whose full-time job does depend on AI possibly taking my job one day, so I definitely get it. But
that's everything.
Yeah, man. But the like AI, like I think Dubs is more coming from AI actually being able like to create different things, because I feel like a lot of the time we don't get more like cutscenes and stuff like that is because they don't have the time to produce all of those. So imagine if like you had AI behind the machine producing more cutscenes on top of what like a person like us is creating as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they would get rid of the person like us. They would wait a minute. Why are we paying you?
One day I'm gonna be cooked if I stay here. I already know. So
who's gonna control the AI? Who's gonna curate it? Who's gonna do that?
One person. You could have one guy who's knowledgeable about the AI. Like, yo, cook this stuff up.
This is why I'm saying studios that are going to be using, because the guys who made Pal World are very pro AI. They did not. It's not come out or anything to do with Pal World AI was used or not. But they're very pro utilizing whatever they can. They were a super small team that developed it. And who made the newest game that's like Starship Troopers? I forget the name, Helldivers or something. Yeah. That game popped off out of nowhere. That thing has gotten huge. So I don't think it's necessarily maybe a studio we know of today. I think we could see some studios pop up in the future that just get really big that could make the greatest, like the guys creating Ultra Pro Wrestling. Who knows? Maybe it becomes such a hit that AEW or WWE goes to them to make a game in 5-10 years, right? We don't know. But I would like to see some, maybe someone new to
just
make
don't
one of
go
these
to
games.
EA.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, don't do it.
Anybody
Don't do it.
but EA
or 2K.
That's the one that scares me, bro. Because EA will take my faction, and we think it's decent now because you get these playable attires. Just imagine if EA gets the hand on my faction, man. This raps.
Speaking of that, my faction thing. Do you think they'll take out? We talked about this before the podcast.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll take out the ability to make attires for the in-game wrestlers with the community creations and only limit it to making stuff for your created slots? Because someone in my chat said that today. I think it was Taco Kid who said it. So they might block.
Taco Kid.
Shout out to Taco Kid.
Yeah, you won't be able to adjust anything on the main wrestlers because they want you to unlock everything in my faction, like the different attires, stuff like that. Because he made the example of he was trying to change Rey Mysterio's mask that's in the game. It's in the creation
Doesn't let you remove it.
But it won't let you remove it. It won't let you change it to a different one. And that sucks. And it's the same thing with Ultimate Warrior. I think you said that. You couldn't put the chest paint on him, or somebody said that.
Yeah.
I can't remember who said that. Like the paint that's in the game already, like in the old games, you'd have to make a whole new wrestler to put it on there because you couldn't put it on his chest. It wouldn't let you do that.
Right.
I think that's really stupid. It doesn't let you add certain things to the in-game wrestlers like it should. Like you should be able to do anything. You should be able to change their hair and whatever.
That is fair, but that's been a thing for 10 years now, right?
So long.
Yeah, the only thing with like removing that is like sometimes you don't even want to get in there and create an attire that already has been done in real life. Sometimes you might just want to get in there and make your own attire, put your own fresh spin on it.
Yeah.
So that's where that comes in with them possibly removing it. If they're ever going to get close to removing anything from community creations, it's going to be that. Because they know that people come in there, they see a new attire, they'll make it, put it on community creations, and then my faction basically has no use to what they're trying to do with the mode. So if it's ever going to come down to anything like that, they're going to remove that. And no, it's not okay, but that is what can happen if they're going to do anything with community creations in terms of removing.
I feel like that'll be the middle ground. Like they won't go any further than that because then there'll be backlash no matter what. But if they go and get rid of community creations altogether, that's bad.
Yeah, I don't think they will.
Getting rid
a big
that's
part.
Really
bad. Go ahead before I transition.
No, Kenny, go ahead. You good?
Speaking of getting rid of community creations, I'm not sure which one of y'all sent this to me or if I just saw it on X. Apparently, Brock Lesnar's entrance is in the game, but if you put it on your created wrestler, it's cancel Christmas for community creations.
Yeah.
Content damaged.
That's kind of crazy.
Content
Oh
damage.
boy.
Yeah. There's an easy workaround. There's an easy workaround on that though. Like you can just download a good Brock Lesnar call and then just go and edit the entrance yourself. Just know you can't upload them no more. Yeah, that's it. Yep. But like the fact that they're doing that, bro, I honestly think that Brock Lesnar, like, he's never coming back at this rate. Like the way that they're treating him right now, bro, it's done, bro. Like the fact that you don't even want this guy's entrance in there, like somebody a casual that, or not a casual, but somebody that is just new to wrestling games and sees the entrance might like it, but you can't even upload it. Like that's kind of crazy.
Yeah. But don't they have like Vince McMahon blurred all over the?
No, he's not blurred. He's not blurred.
He's not blurred.
Nope.
Okay.
He just walks out there.
I think somebody was standing next to who was that? It wasn't Stephanie. It wasn't Stacy Keibler. It was a woman, but they had her. They had the dude standing next to her blurred. I don't remember who it was. I thought it was Vince McMahon though.
Yeah, the one thing with that blur stuff, and I will agree with Kero on that. Like, the referees are such a small detail of the match, but when you have like a just a random referee in there and you're just blurring the actual referee that was in the match, like that to me is just like ultra lazy in terms of showcase. Like I hate showcase, and I thought that I was gonna enjoy it this year because I'm like, okay, all these unlockables, and yes, I like the unlockables, but I just hate, like it feels like a grind to get through the showcase. That's the only thing. The unlockables make it worth it with the arenas and stuff, but it's really tough to get. It's a slow grind, bro. But
for me, I like the grind, so I can understand you not liking it because of what it is. But once I get past these Hogan matches and stuff, I think I'm really gonna have fun with it.
Yeah, it's a slow grind, but like I would have enjoyed it if it was better. Like 40 years of WrestleMania, and to me, it's not even the amount of matches. Like, yeah, we did get short-ended on the matches. Personally, I prefer less matches because I don't like showcase. So to me, I like that there was only 21 matches, but 40 years of WrestleMania show, or 30 years back with 2K14, I love the game engine cutscenes. Like the fact they did away with that just blows my mind because like it was just good. They don't even have the actual some of the WrestleMania entrances. I know they got Shawn Michaels, which looks amazing, but not even through the showcase we get the entrances anymore.
Yep. It's lazy.
Right.
And like when you enable creator mode, like the cutscenes, you can't even hear anything. It's just silence.
Like that's gonna do anything for me. I play this and I'm gonna get cooked anyway.
I'm pretty sure they didn't even think of it. You know, like that's how lazy it was.
There's one thing though, Kero, with that I do agree. Like if they can go in there and if you turn creator mode on for showcase, even though we shouldn't have to go through this at all. But if they gave us the option to turn off the cutscene so we can actually make content out of it, I would personally like that because at least meet us in the middle ground. Like, all right, I'm not going to sit here with my Stream Deck and just hit the button over and over every time there's a cutscene. Like, that's unfair too. So I would just like to see different things like that.
Exactly.
21 matches, bro. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean everybody's cup of tea is different. Me personally, I haven't played a full showcase in over 4 or 5 years. So the 21 matches to me, and when they added the showcase unlockables for the extra $20, I was like, oh yeah, I don't gotta play this no more. But they did lock the arenas behind it. I didn't like that.
Yeah. You see how ridiculous that sounds? Oh, this game sucks so much that I'll pay extra money not to play it.
I just don't like the showcase. I dislike the showcase mode, and I don't like it. I don't.
I get
I almost got the 40 years WrestleMania edition because I wanted the WrestleMania 40 arena, and I'm like, is an extra $20 worth it? I was like, nah.
$40
at the last minute. At the last
$40 for Kero and I.
At the last minute, I was like,
nah,
it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
I heard it was 180 over there, 180 Canadian. That's nuts.
With tax and everything,
probably, yeah.
So I have a question. Is it just as hard to get 180 Canadian dollars over there than like same as here? Like I don't know how that worked. So like, it's basically the same thing, same currency. Like that's
average income in Canada is what, like 60 grand?
So it's about this. Okay, so it's the same.
No, I thought it was like 50 in the US or something. Or
50, 60 sounds about right. For
that's about the same economy. Yeah, man. That's kind of crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah,
and everything's way more expensive if it has to do with the States. Yep, a loaf of bread's like $5 now.
You know what? I don't even look at the price when I go in the store to get those stuff because everything's so expensive. I just grab it. I'm like, you know what? I need it. So
yeah,
whatever.
bro. Like you looking at the price don't do nothing for you.
Just be like, what? Why does this cost so much? I'm just like, bro, I need it.
I'm waiting for somebody to mod Brock Lesnar. I'm waiting for a good Brock Lesnar model to appear on Community Creations.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. And I might be in the minority, but I don't care that he's not in the game. I don't know.
I don't care.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. I never use Brock. I used him like once in a while for universe mode, but I did not care for Brock. Like, and I get it. Some people do that. Some people's favorite wrestler.
Yeah, he's a big star, but
like to me, bro, it's like, bro.
For me, I'm an Undertaker.
For me, Brock never did it for me in wrestling matches neither. Like I know in his early career it was much better.
Oh yeah, now you tripping.
But nah, bro. I'm talking about like these 5-8 minute matches that he be doing. Like for me, it just don't do it. No, I'll be honest.
No, I agree. I like the old Lesnar. The new one.
Yes,
I'm not a big fan
I agree, Loaded. Yeah, that one. He's had a couple matches in his career that I've been able to actually witness that I've really enjoyed. But there's some matches out there that I'm like, bro, like this was trash. Like I wouldn't want
to. Shout out to Omer. Shout out to Omer. Off the top economics.
He said Bryan is
but I didn't say that I don't appreciate Brock. His work back then was great. I'm just saying like over the past years, it just hasn't really hit for me.
No, most of the time
Lesnar was one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, even in his latest run. Like, get out of here. That is insane.
I'll be honest.
Booking, we can talk about the booking.
Like when he was doing stuff with Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't feel Brock does it late in his career. I'll be honest.
Nah, he's still going.
Yeah, he's
not going no more. If
AEW signed him, and if he was acquitted or whatever, and AEW or the stuff blew over, and AEW signed him in 6 months to a year from now, that would get reactions. I'm not saying they'd all be positive, but that would put a spotlight on them for sure.
Oh yeah.
He's the same story with AEW, man.
He's a mega
star. ex-WWE guy.
And then push him to the top and bury all your talent that you've been working.
But they brought in Ric Flair, and Ric Flair had all horrible things.
They got no star power, bro. You got to do what's best for business, bro.
Push him to the top.
I mean, Brock is someone.
You have Ricky Stark to beat Brock Lesnar.
Exactly. You can't have Brock Lesnar low on a card. It's just he's a beast.
No, I would push him to the top as well. Give him the championship maybe in the first week. But
like he was a legitimate UFC heavyweight champion.
I would literally have Brock Lesnar go in there and do the champion like he did Kofi Kingston and just get the title on a random episode of Dynamite and call it a day, bro. if he went to AEW.
Man, they did Kofi dirty. Kofi Mania was hot.
Did you guys know that Brock Lesnar beat every black WWE champion? You know how nuts that is.
And that's why it's canceled now, man.
So we had to cancel Christmas on him.
Did you imagine if? Well, I was going to say Ospreay, but because you said what you just said, if it was Swerve as champion and he comes
I wouldn't like to see that.
But I was going to say if he came in there and beat Ospreay in like 2 minutes after Wembley, he has this big moment after Wembley, and then Lesnar shows up. Boom, F5, it's all over. Take the title.
We're not doing that over here.
Cancel Christmas. Yeah, I know.
What a moment.
Yeah, literally, Kofi went from the championship to a mid-carder like this, bro. Like, he didn't even get a rematch, no build back to the match.
That's WWE booking for you.
He was done dirty. Well, let's not talk about booking, sir. We'll save that
That's WWE booking for you.
We'll save that for Thursday.
Even Big E.
Conversation for Thursday?
No, we'll save it for Thursday because you want to talk about booking. We can talk about all the wrestlers AEW brought up and then just killed them, and we never seen them again.
We need to talk about some video games.
Here we go.
I'm sorry, but I do believe Sting had the greatest treatment any Legends ever had in the history of, at least in the last 30 years of wrestling. He was
they did my boy Kurt Angle dirty. Gave him
Baron Corbin on a random episode. Was it WrestleMania.
It was WrestleMania.
It was WrestleMania. Yeah.
Gave him Baron Corbin instead of John Cena.
Now where's Baron Corbin?
Yeah, where is
NXT? He's in NXT. He's actually doing some decent work in NXT with Braun Breaker.
In NXT, but he took a step down.
Oh yeah.
I'm just saying, Sting was treated so well, and that was a wonderful farewell. They did an amazing job with him, and I loved hearing Sting's interview.
Brian,
should have gone for the overrun.
Stream too early.
Should have gone for the overrun. Oh well.
The press conference was great. They had it up on X. They had it up on their socials real quick. So
no, Dubs, it's unacceptable. They cut it too early.
They did. It was unacceptable.
Bush League stuff.
We paid for that product. It was unacceptable.
You got the hours you paid for.
You don't pay. It's the same thing on Dynamite. They do that stuff after the show all the time with the live audience. Steve Austin.
That's one of the biggest criticisms of the show, man.
So
I think
people
Hey, thanks for posting this.
Did people criticize it in WWE when Steve Austin was having beers with the fans afterwards and Vince McMahon?
Because their product was decent.
When the Undertaker was doing spin-a-roonies after the show, when they were trying to get everybody to do spin-a-roonies after the shows. Come on, none of that stuff was televised. None of that stuff was.
But they used to do it on Raw too.
I don't know if it is the same as Sting retiring after 40 years. Exactly.
Yeah, talking about having beers with the fans to a guy retiring. Like, what you talking about?
I want to watch Stone Cold have beers. Or like when Kane, Undertaker
plenty of beers.
Off and it was Kane, or Undertaker was in Kane's attire.
Stone Cold had 2,000 beers, 2 million. Sting retires only once.
Like, oh, come on. It's called hooking the people. They were sending you over to their social media.
Disrespect, man.
I gotta disagree.
I don't know.
I kind of agree.
It's the press conference as well. He had an amazing speech, amazing interview. I thought it was great.
There's different things you don't want to see.
Are we
But I still saw it
playing the game? Are we not playing the game?
I'm not gonna lie. This talk went a lot longer than I anticipated.
It sure did.
I think we're good for today. If I'm being honest.
We played it a lot.
If you guys want to see any online gameplay with all of us, you guys can go to all of our individual channels. Or not all of us, unfortunately, but we're gonna get y'all. We're gonna get Clint. I don't know if Loaded want to do a stream, but we can work some out. But Dubbs, Kero, and Kenny, and myself, we have 2 hours of live gameplay on each channel. Y'all can go and check that out if y'all want to see more. But tonight, I don't know. Me personally, I'm kind of cooked, but up to y'all.
Yeah, you've been cooking for the last few days. I get it.
I will be playing the game, chat. I will either do a live stream or I might do something with Clint after this. I'll have to talk to him after this. But I will definitely be on tonight because I just got up just before the podcast. So I might need to take a little 10-minute break, but I will be on someone's social, on somewhere.
Wait, we got to figure it out right now so the people know where to find y'all. What's going on? Where y'all be at?
I don't know. I still have to talk to Clint if he wants to do a live stream.
You want to stream on your channel?
Probably not tonight because I just streamed all day. So
all right,
so my channel's kind of cooked because I put too much stuff up.
Then otherwise, I can just stream on my own channel, but I don't have the exact time yet because I'm gonna have to take a break. But I think I might just pre-order this, and then I have to wait for the whole game to download on Steam right now because community creation is not working.
So what time would it be estimatedly?
If the people, you gotta sell your channel, Mr.Dubbs, to get some people over in your chat. Let the people know what's going on.
I don't know how long it's gonna take to download on Steam. Could be half an hour.
Well, you could talk to the people until it finishes downloading. Just give them a time. Let them know when to come find you.
All right. When are we cutting off the pod?
We're cutting off right now.
All right, cool.
10 o'clock. It's 9:46. Is that enough time for you? 10 o'clock Eastern?
I need more than 15.
10:30 Eastern.
All right, so I gotta 11 p.m. Eastern time.
No. Right, what is it? 6:45. So 7. So let's call it 7:15. Let's go for 7:15.
7:15.
7:15. That's 10:15 Eastern time, y'all. Mr.Dubbs is going to be streaming WWE 2K24, and he got some giveaways going. If you don't have the game yet, I'm sure he's going to tell y'all once he gets over there. So make sure y'all go tune in to get those details. Bryan,
yo,
shout out to Kero Valentine.
Let's get up out of here.
Shout out to Clint. Shout out to Mr.Dubbs. Shout out to Loaded. Is a beast.
Yes, sir.
Bryan, I'm gonna call you to take us up out of here.
Yes, sir. And just so everybody knows in the chat, bro, the heated conversations, because I know some of y'all be thinking we in here for real. Yeah. It is not for real. Even though Kenny and Kero did get me a little, you know what I'm saying, riled up today. But listen, hey, I do love y'all, man, and I love everything that we do together and all this podcast stuff, bro. Y'all brought some new stuff.
Fellas. I'm actually going to blow y'all some kisses. Clint, here's yours. Bryan, here's yours. We up out of the building, y'all.
Yes, let's get it. We gonna catch y'all. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Peace.